10 myths about skincare. Now, there is a lot on the internet that I have read and seen and watched that is definitely not true. And while I think a lot of people get confused about skincare and why it doesn't work. So these are my 10 myths that I've been able to just quickly pop up in my head, and I'm going to share with you and explain each one briefly. Drinking water will hydrate your skin. Drinking water will actually not really hydrate your skin. It's still good to still drink water, as your body does need it and requires it. However, the water that you're drinking will rarely, if ever, get to your skin directly. If anything, it will take years and years and years for it to get to your skin to be beneficial. Now, the reason why this is because the skin itself is the very first organ of our body, and it's an organ that will actually show signs first before you actually have shown any signs of probable damage or problems, such as like liver or kidney or any of those kinds of things. But it's also the last to heal itself once everything internally is good. With that being said, it's gonna take a long time for your skin to ever see that water, because if you have other organs that are like, we're dying of water, those guys are gonna get it first before the skin does. And a lot of times, if you are just drinking plain water, what happens is you can actually be flushing out all your minerals that will help keep that water in. So for skin to be hydrated, it actually needs to be done topically, which means placing product or something on the skin. Now, I practice this and mention this quite regularly on my channel because most people's skin is dehydrated. Number 2, moisturizers will solve your dry skin problems. They won't. Moisturizers are not actually designed to moisturize your skin. They're actually designed to conceal moisture. Now, most moisturizers are made of an oil and water emulsion where they put in a binder so that both the oil and water will actually synchronize together, which makes it like a one product, it doesn't separate or anything. That's what I'm trying to say. What that is, it's supposed to be used as basically a concealer in a sense of locking everything that you've just placed into your skin, such as any serums, hydrating ingredients. When people are having dry skin problems, they're constantly moisturizing and moisturizing and moisturizing, and they're not realizing that they're not actually locking or giving themselves any moisture. They're just potentially putting on creams and lotions. And I know some people have discussed that when they put it, even on their body, for instance, that their skin feels oily or greasy, or it just doesn't feel like anything's really happening. Well, that's because it's not made to do that. You've got to get that water into the skin and then seal it. You definitely got to seal it, otherwise you're going to have what's called transepidermal water loss. That is where the water evaporates from the skin. So we need to know how to replenish the water back into the skin in order to seal it in and make it more moisturized. I do have a video about a hydrating mask that I absolutely love, and it's actually quite a good price for how many that you get. And you can use it like every day or every other day, however many times you feel that you need to use it, depending on what's gone on for the day or how your skin feels and so forth. That is definitely one that I will put in the description down below for you to watch, so that you can learn a little bit on how to hydrate your skin with a mask. Number 3, acne is an external problem. Most of the time, from my experience and from what I know how people could probably heal their acne, is actually something that is an internal issue, not an external issue. It's showing up in your skin because your skin is trying to tell you that there's something wrong internally most of the time. Not entirely. It's not usually something that's dire so much, but it's something that your body could use right now, and that's why it's coming about. There are multiple reasons internally as to what could be causing this. Something that you're eating. It could be an allergic reaction that you're having. Other times it could be that you just don't have, you're actually lacking something in your system, in your body. You're not eating it in your food, or you're not eating enough of it. Certain vitamins and minerals are key to good skin health. And one of the reasons why things like Accutane does really well for the skin is because it's high dosage, actually, of synthetic vitamin A. And I'm not a doctor here, so you do need to talk to your doctor. If you just maybe take a good amount of vitamin A, see if that might even help. You also can be deficient in other vitamins and minerals. In fact, there was a study done that was found that most people who were experiencing acne were missing vital nutrients such as vitamin A, vitamin B's, C's, D, and zinc. Those were kind of the key ones, so that might be something that's an issue. Other issues can also be hormonal issues. I would say only 2% of acne is really caused of an external issue, and that's usually maybe using products like shampoo or conditioners that your skin's just getting clogged by or just not happy with, for example. You could be using other products that could be also doing that, not just by shampoos or conditioners. You could also be specifically allergic to something that you're putting onto your skin. Any kind of skincare ingredient or anything like that could be the case as well. Number 4, collagen in skincare is beneficial. Believe it or not, collagen in skincare is not really that beneficial. There's too many factors that would make collagen actually beneficial for the skin, and this is something that you can't really do too well topically. Why is this? Because the collagen molecules are too big to actually get into the skin. So your skin cells might be like, I don't know, like this big, but the collagen molecule might be like this big or something, and it cannot get through. It's like putting a square peg into a round hole. It's not gonna work. It's kind of the same concept. The other thing about that, even if they found a way, if they haven't already found a way to maybe somehow make that molecule smaller so that it could penetrate, there's also another factor involved with the collagen that would make collagen effective for skin in particular. Collagen actually needs vitamin C. They actually go hand in hand. Without one or the other, it's just, collagen's not gonna work. I know there are some products that I have been using specifically from the company called Medicube. They do have a lot of collagen in some of the stuff that I've been using, and if you want to use it, that's fine, you know, with collagen, if you feel better to use it, but this is just really the science behind it. It is a marketing thing. Yes, they should be having it in there if it is mentioned on the label, on the bottle, but it doesn't mean that it's actually going to do anything. I just happen to have some products that do have it, not for the collagen reasons, but maybe because there are other beneficial reasons why I use it, and collagen just happens to be in the product. If you're feeling dry, you have dry skin type. That's not true. There is a difference between dry skin type and dry skin condition. And anyone can get dry skin condition because what that means is your skin is actually dehydrated. And it's very common for oily skin types because they use so many products to help clean the skin that a lot of times it actually makes a lot of the water in your skin evaporate and come out a whole lot faster and a whole lot easier. So a lot of times even with oily skin type, they will actually have dehydrated skin. Skin type only deals with the balance between oil and water ratio. That's it. It's dependent upon how your skin naturally creates that oil and how much water you have in your skin. Well, for dry skin type, they don't make any oil. That's the problem. They make no oil. They actually have a damaged barrier. So they have to kind of create a barrier. And one of those things that the oil and water thing does, like if you've seen my video that I did on my experiment, because I was actually shocked by this experiment and I was really happy I did it because it really proved and showed how oil helps keep water locked in. So I will put that video here in the description for you to watch, because I highly recommend you watch it. It's actually kind of a cool experiment. 6, you don't need sunscreen if you're inside all day or if it's rainy or cloudy. So a lot of people sometimes get the sunscreen information wrong. I did write a guide about sunscreen and how it works. Right now, I do actually have it out for free. If you're interested, I'll put a link in the description down below for that too, just to give a little more detail because I'm not gonna go into it so much today. But you gotta realize that we have UVB and UVA rays that come out all the time. The cloud coverage helps a little bit, for instance, but it is not foolproof at all to the skin. And trust me, as you get older, you're gonna notice and see the damage of your skin, and you're gonna be wishing that you had used SPF. In fact, I did have another video that I recently came out with that shows you what happens when you use sunscreen and when you don't use sunscreen and the proof of that. So it's really crazy. Number 7, using products that say that they're natural is safer. To be honest, the whole thing about natural, it's just marketing is what it is. It makes people feel safe. It makes people think it's better for them, because today we are going into the more natural lifestyle and everything, because everyone wants to get away from, you know, chemicals and additives and things, because you know, some of them probably have really caused a huge problem with a lot of people, and people are allergic to things that they probably shouldn't be allergic to. Could it be certain things that they've been putting in the food for many years, and the preservatives and the colorings and everything could be affecting people. It's a possibility. But just to let you know, anything with the food industry or the skincare industry saying that it's natural or that it has it on the label really means absolutely nothing. The term natural isn't governed by anything by law, not even the FDA. But if you think about it, even eating normal food, a cucumber, any kind of vegetable, meat, anything, or even cooking food is a chemical reaction naturally on its own. So using the term chemical is a very loose term even for it. I know a lot of people are thinking, well, we don't want things that are maybe combined or made in some laboratory making some freak product of some kind. I get it, I totally understand, but really, actually a lot of chemistry has done a lot more good in that case, because they are able to extract products that they know work very well for the skin and other things, but in this case we're talking about skincare, and are able to make them far more effective and use the pH balance and manipulate a few things in order for these things to work for our skin, unlike any other time in the world that they've ever been able to do this. Number 8, products that claim to detoxify or remove impurities from the skin. To be honest, those kinds of products are really just sucking out oil. Most of the case, this is usually clay masks. There have been products that are like, oh, it cleanses the skin, it detoxifies the skin, it removes impurities. Those kinds of things, again, are really a marketing thing for you to feel like, ooh, I'm gonna be clean, I'm gonna get rid of the stuff that I shouldn't have in my body or on my body, things like that. They are marketing things. It just really helps remove excess oil. And dirt, a cleanser, dirt and excess oil. Just the idea that it sounds like, oh my gosh, this toxic substance is on or in my body and I need to get it out. It's really just, it's gonna just remove the excess oil, clean up your skin real well. That's really what that means. Number 9, pores open and close. They do not. They don't really open or close. What would make a pore specifically open is, we'll see that a lot of times with oily skin type, because their pores are actually pumping out a lot of oil, which is why they have oily skin type. They have a lot of excessive oil on their skin, and it makes a lot. So the pore might be asphyxiated in order to produce and pull out all that oil. But when the skin is well hydrated, what happens is that pore might actually shrink into size a bit and actually be not asphyxiated anymore. That's not necessarily considering it open and closing, and it's not like you can just open your pores at any time and close them anytime. It's not what happens. It's not how a hair follicle is really what it is works. When we use things like warm towels or a facial steamer or warm water, that is actually going to help relax the skin. It's going to make it so it's a little bit more susceptible to allowing product in. So that's what we want to do with our skin, rather than asphyxiate it. So if it's cold skin, if it's like cold, your skin's gonna close up and not really be too susceptible to product penetrating it. Penetrating product is actually kind of hard because the skin is designed to not really let anything in. So for us to be able to push product in and get that through is really a science of its own. Number 10, you don't need all those skincare products for a good skincare health. Now, I do have what I call a bare bone basics, which is really just a good cleanser, a good moisturizer, and an SPF. That would be your very bare bones essentials. If you want to really take good care of your skin and maybe even reverse some of the signs of damage or aging or anything like that, you're gonna wanna use pretty much all the products. And really the products, there's really only 9 products. And once you understand what each product does, you're going to notice that there is a difference and why they all do exist. I know a lot of people think that this is just marketing so that we just can sell more and more product. Well, I will tell you, there's a lot of people, I don't know what the average is, I'm curious, maybe I should look it up, but to find out what the average woman has as far as how many moisturizers do they have all at one time, or a toner, or a cleanser, or whatever. That would be an interesting thing for me to look up. Maybe I should do that sometime soon. But that's when people kind of buy out of compulsion and just not knowing really what they're doing. So once you understand skincare, you understand each product, why it exists, what it's doing for your skin, is really essential for you to really be able to build on that skincare and actually get results from your skincare. So those are my top 10 myths about skincare. I might have some more later in another video, but those were just the ones that I quickly just grabbed off the top of my head, wrote them down on a list, and I'm making this video. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I appreciate you seeing me here at Contour Image. And just remember to stay beautiful for life.